I welcome everyone to tonight's section PowerPoint course for beginners. Welcome to this live section. Tonight we will be handling PowerPoint from beginner standpoint. My name is Franklin. I welcome you all to Microsoft PowerPoint. I tagged it PowerPoint 101 beginners course. You are welcome. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see my screen. Kindly let me know if I'm audible enough. Once again, welcome to PowerPoint 101 beginners course. This course is designed to equip participants, is designed to equip us with basic PowerPoint skills, learning PowerPoint from the scratch. Tonight we are going to be doing justice to this. Tonight we are going to be handling PowerPoint from the scratch as if you haven't really heard of what PowerPoint is. So if you are with me, let me know if you can hear me. We are live once again. We are live once again. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see my screen. Drop in the chat box if you can hear me, if you can see my screen. Let me know. And if you are in the group, kindly help me go to the group. Let everyone know that we are live. Let me hear from us. All right, I can hear you, sir. Beautiful. Let me help go to the various groups. Drop in the group. Let everyone know that we are live. Praise. I see your chat. You are welcome. Let everyone know we are live. Tonight I'm going to be teaching PowerPoint from the scratch. I'm going to be doing justice to Microsoft PowerPoint. I'm going to be teaching it right from the scratch. So kindly go to the group. Help me. If you are with me here, go to the groups, each of the groups you belong to. Let everyone there know that we are live. Let everyone there know that we are live. Beautiful. Joshua, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Let everyone there know that we are live. All right. All right. If you can hear me, kindly drop it in the chat box. Let me know where you are joining me from. Let me know where you are joining me from, your name and where you are joining me from this night. All right. I can hear you. I can hear you, sir. Thank you. Adeogun Waliu. Tonight I'm going to be doing justice. I'm going to be doing justice to PowerPoint 101. If you really want to have a strong foundation, the challenges a lot of persons have is that when they go into one ICT skill, they don't really have good foundation. They don't really have strong foundation, maybe with the way they learned it. Maybe they just learning from here and there. There is no foundation to much they can do. So with that, they don't really have the basic knowledge, the foundational knowledge. And sometimes they struggle over certain things that they shouldn't struggle. All right, okay, Godwin Beauty, yes, I can hear you. You are welcome. All right, Praise joining from Lagos. Good to have you. Let me know where you are joining me from. Let me know your name, where you are joining me from. And tonight, who knows, at the end of this section, who knows, there might be a certificate of participation for top participants in this lecture this night. I purposely did not say it in the group so that many people will not, because of certificate, come to learn. I want those who are very, very much eager to master this particular basic PowerPoint course. Who knows, there might be certificate of participation for those that participated in the course tonight. Let me get to hear your name, to see your name. Let me know where you are joining me from, your name and your location, please. Let's drop it in the chat box. All right, let's get to know what we are going to be getting into this Tonight, you are welcome once again to PowerPoint 101 course, beginners course, organized out by Solomon Institute of Tech and Management, facilitated by my humble self, which most of you have already seen me or you have been with me, Mr. Franklin. A bit about me is still this. If you have been in my if you have been in my advanced PowerPoint course I handled lately, you would have seen me. This is a simple explanation or a simple analogy of the person handling you this night. I'm a seasoned data analyst with years of experience. I'm also a management consultant, have different portfolios and consult for organizations and thereabouts. These are my passion, the passion to inspire, to teach and to educate. That's who I am. All right, someone is from Ikeja, Lagos. Okay, we see Nesta joining from Oshun. You are welcome. All right, now that is me. Let's get to see what we have for today. This is a 2-day course. I'm going to be teaching this PowerPoint for 2 days. These are courses I teach and people pay me. These are courses company call me, I teach staffs, they learn and they are happy. I'm going to be teaching that tonight. All right, I'm joining from Enugu. You are welcome. Good to have you all on tonight's section. Okay, let's see what we are having for day one. For day one, we are going to be looking at the introductions and what have you. What is the course outline for day one under this complete PowerPoint course for beginners? What is the stuff we have? The first is what we have here, introduction to PowerPoint. The introduction to PowerPoint. Now, what you are seeing right on your screen is something that PowerPoint can do. This is a slide that I'm using for this introduction this night. These are wholly done using Microsoft PowerPoint. So it's something that at the end of this section, I expect some of us, each and every one of us, to be able to master. The first we are going to be looking at is overview of PowerPoint and its uses, understanding the interface, creating, saving, and opening presentation, and then different PowerPoint views. We are going to be mastering that and understanding that tonight. Then the next we are going to be going to do this night is for the number 2, which is working slides and layout, working with slides and layout, adding, deleting, and rearranging slides. We are going to be getting foundational knowledge, the key things that make most persons to struggle using Microsoft PowerPoint because they lack some foundational knowledge. Then we will move to using sections to organize our slides. I'm going to be showing you from the slide I designed this night for this nice section intro. We are going to be saying certain things which I'm going to be using to teach. So as when you are running your presentation, you do a professional presentation. All right, Azizat from Oshun, thank you for joining. Okay, then customizing the PowerPoint environment we are going to be getting to that. Then the third one is we are going to be working with font and formatting text. How do you format your text? Now, a quick understanding is that when you look at this slide, you begin to understand there are different ways to which I put in this text so that it can be readable. And there are certain things, these are certain things we are going to be learning in these 2 days course, in these two days for this PowerPoint course. In number three under our course outline today is adding and editing text and slides, font style, colors, and effects in PowerPoint, PowerPoint tricks, applying and customizing slide masters template. We are going to be getting to understand that. Then the fourth one is that we are going to be working with fonts and formatting of text and stuff like that. Now, when you look at this, we are continuing in that regard, shapes, images, SmartArt, and then customizing icons and using transparency and shadows and effect. These are certain things we begin to understand. Now, when you look at this, let me pause a bit. when you look at this particular text, I purposely did not make it like these ones. I purposely did not make it like the previous ones. I purposely did not make it like that. So when you look at it, let me get to that as well. When we look at that, you see that for these ones, you see that there are certain stuff that I put on when I'm writing the one of that for the number one. You see the color effect I give to the text, whereas the last one doesn't have that color effect, and that is what we are going to be looking at tonight to achieve. State, good to have you. You are welcome. Now this is what we are going to be achieving this night. I'm trusting God to help me to achieve this night. These are the 4 key things I expect to achieve. First is the overview of PowerPoint and its uses. What is PowerPoint? PowerPoint is a presentation application. It's a presentation software. It's a software we use to present our ideas in visuals in a more dynamic, engaging, and attractive manner. Someone can just, if you are using Microsoft Word is to type and all that. But PowerPoint is to make presentations and let your presentation be dynamic, be engaging, attractive, be something that will wow the audience. That's the essence of Microsoft PowerPoint. What can we use it for? We can use PowerPoint for lectures like we are having this night. We can use it for business presentation. We can use it for seminar presentation, research presentation. We can use it to pitch proposals. We can use it to pitch businesses, business ideas, and a whole lot. We can also use it to design. It has a designing ability. You can use PowerPoint to design and then convert it to JPEG. You can convert it to PNG, to pictures. We are going to be looking at how you can get to do all those things. You can use PowerPoint to design. You can even use PowerPoint to record your screen. I'm telling you, you can use PowerPoint to prepare a course, record the screen, and export it as MP4. These are certain things, by God's grace, we will be able to master in this course. There are diverse uses of PowerPoint. It's not just only for presentation alone. You can also use it for your graphic design, simple graphic designs. You can use PowerPoint to do that and then export it or save it as a PNG file or JPEG. You can also use the multimedia part of it to record your course, record your screen, do video, export it as MP4. These are diverse uses of Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, having laid this emphasis, let's quickly go into the interface and understand the interface in Microsoft PowerPoint. This is the slide I use for this presentation. You can understand the work I put in to prepare this slide. As you can see, that we can have an engaging presentation, presentations. That is something that PowerPoint can give us, and that is what we are here to learn. Mohammed Mokhtar from Lagos, good to have you. All right, now let me open a blank new slide. Control N or Control M, any of them can open the slide for us tonight. Okay, this is Microsoft PowerPoint interface. When you install PowerPoint in your PC, like I said, I'm going to be teaching this as if you have not heard of PowerPoint before. So I'm going to go down to the least level. I will go down to the scratch. So if you are here with me and you know some things, please do bear with me. I know there are persons here who have not really done this PowerPoint before, who have not really mastered the basics, and for the sake of them, I'm going to be starting from the scratch, from the list of lists. So do bear with me. We are still going up, and there are certain things you might think you know. As I will be talking about it now, you might have not heard of them before, but I consider them to be basics. All right. Now, having established that, let me go to File. Under File, when we click on File and come to PowerPoint, mostly this is where you will have to come to. When you click on PowerPoint, open your PowerPoint, in most cases you are coming over to this place. Now this is the blank slide. When you click here, it takes you into the PowerPoint interface. However, there are different templates you have access to, different themes, different templates. This, if you need more, you can come over to this place. Then this one called pinned is that if you are working on a project, I used to use that a lot. Maybe a client contacted me to prepare a slide for him or her that he wants to use it for stuff, and I'm working on that slide, and then something else came up. I will have to pin it so that if I'm doing any other thing in PowerPoint, it will not push it down, or I will be looking for where I save it. I might not remember where I save it. But once I come to PowerPoint, I go to pinned. If I click on pinned, I will see the stuff that I pinned. For this office I'm using, I haven't pinned anything on it. I told us I will be using Office 2019. Mostly what I work with is Office 2021 or thereabout. All right. Now, for example, let's say this particular project, I want to pin it, or this HRM course module 3 that I finished working on for time past. Now, let's say I want to pin this, that I'm using it. I will be using it tomorrow. I will be using it next tomorrow or so. So I wouldn't be going to search for it. I will come to it. When I get here, I will come over to this. You see this. You see this pin here. You look at this, you see this pin. So once you get there, you click on it. Once you get there, you click on it. Now, once you see this is already pinned. So if we come over to this, you see it here. Now, if I close this document and open it and go to pinned, it will be directly there. So this makes us, we use it for documents we know that we really want to use in the future, so that we can easily get access to it. All right. Now, if we go to open, when you come to Microsoft PowerPoint, let's say we click on new, you get access to this place. And when you come here, you have access to different templates. I don't like using already made template in PowerPoint, but if you are working on stuff and you are working fast and you need to just get a template immediately, you can take any of these. You can take any of these. You can take any of these. You can take this. You can take this. These are different templates that you can work with immediately, fast, and then do your presentation. However, those are templates that most other persons might have access to, and that is on that. Then let's get down to this point where we have these options. Now, under these options, when you click on options, I will be a bit fast because of time. I intend that this next section within 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes we should be done. Tomorrow we are going to be going into full practical. This night is to give us all the basics. I believe I should be able to handle that. Okay. Now, having come to this place, one of the things is the office theme. You can choose to change the color of your the color. You can select dark, you can select black, you can select white, you can select. If I select black here and then I say okay, now you see how it's changed. So when you are seeing someone's PowerPoint and you see it in a dark mode like this, That way, that's how you can get access to that. All right, now let's also get over to see some other stuffs, and that's under the office team. If we come to proofing, this auto correct option, under this autocorrect option here, you can still use it to set up certain things. Maybe you are working on stuff and you really want it to be fast. I taught this aspect in Excel as well when I was handling some Excel last year the other about in Excel course, which also in next week we will be dealing with Excel 101 as well, which you need to be around next week, Thursday and Friday. We are going to be going through Excel 101, the basic foundation of Microsoft Excel. All right, now let's say I want to put PowerPoint, and then if I put here PPT, now you replace this with what? If I type PPT, short form of PowerPoint, I want it to be replaced with PowerPoint. I can now type it here. Now, having done that, I will say add. You see automatically is added here. If I say okay, that one is done. Now let's take for example, once that is done, I say okay. If I come here, I will explain it in a moment. If I come here and type PPT and go to I think PPT, that's in capital letter PPT, and then space, it should let me check what I entered there. Let me check, is it proofing autocorrect? Let me check what I entered here. P, it should be under P. That's in Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, those it works. PPT. Okay, that's correct. PPT, that's replace with this. Automatically use suggestion from the spelling checker. Okay, everything is correct. Okay, I think that is here. I think this is the title aspect here in the text area. So when we put anything PPT and put space, automatically it will correct it and make it and put it under the aspect of the PowerPoint to which we inserted in the autocorrect option. So with that, if you are working on stuff and there are certain things you are going to be using often, you are the one typing your work, you can put in some shortcuts, some names, and put in some shortcut on that, and then when you come, you just type it PT, ST and stuff like that, and it will take care of it. Okay, now the next is in the PowerPoint interface is this. Here is the title bar. Under the title bar, we have the minimize and stuff like that. We know this in Microsoft Word. This is the customize quick access toolbar. Here you can insert certain functions you are going to be making use of so often, which I'm going to be handling maybe tomorrow thereabout. Then here is the tabs. Here are the function tabs, and these are regarded as ribbons. This is the home ribbon. Home tab, this is the ribbon. These are the function of home tab. Now ribbon displays the function of each tab. Ribbon, when we have this ribbon, it displays the function of each tab. Here under the ribbon, there are different groups. We have the clipboard group. So anything of copying and pasting, formatting stuff is under the clipboard. Now in Microsoft Office, both Excel, PowerPoint, Access, Microsoft Word, whenever you see stuff like this, whenever you see another icon under the group, that shows there are other functions inside this particular group. Now here you see there is nothing here. That means what you are seeing here is all that pertains to this group. But for this one, is showing us that there are other options. If I click on it, it will open up a new dialog box for me. You see there are other things here that I'm having paste all, clear all, and stuff like that. So with that, it's showing me there are other stuff. The same way under the font group, here we have this, the font group. There we have the bold, underline, font style, font size, uppercase, lowercase, font color, and the likes. We others the font group. However, underneath, when you see this, you also know that there are other functions. Here you have different functions. You have the font, you have the character spacing as well. So that's under the font group. Let's close it. That's the same way as this, the same way as this. Here there is no other stuff added. So in the insert, we have groups. So under insert, we notice, you can see that there is no other hidden stuff. You have all that: image, pictures, photo album, illustration. You have shapes, icons, and what have you, and that. Then we have the design tab. We have the transition, animation. The design tab, here you make use of some of us that have used PowerPoint before. This is mostly the area you come. You select your normal theme, your normal design you want to use for your presentation. And these are mostly when one sees it, most persons might have come across these stuff over and over again, so it doesn't make your presentation or your slide to look professional or to look engaging. It's something most persons have come across. So this is the design. You can select and use any of these for your work. And here, for example, if peradventure, let's say I select this, for example, now here under this variant is where I can make use of any of the colors here. If I select this, it will change. If I select this, it changes. Select this, it changes. I can still come and check off colors. So that is what design is all about. I'm not going to be focusing much on that because in this course we are not going to be using much of the design tool. We are going to be designing our slide ourselves and having to put it make it unique. That is mostly related to us. Is unique, is something that is not from the normal use of templates. So we have the transitions where the transition is for the slide. Transition is majorly for the slide. While then we have animation, which is majorly for the content, which is the text, the shapes, the image. Like when I was doing the introduction, you see how the content was appearing and moving up, the numbers just separate itself and stuff like that. Those stuff we achieve using animation and transition. Then we have the slideshow where we talk about how to present your presenting, which we will have to handle tomorrow. Is one of the things we are going to be dealing with tomorrow. Okay. Now, having established that, let me go back to design and this is the normal one. Now, having established that, the next we are going to be looking at is these functions. What we have here, these are basic stuff. We know this is paste, this is for new slide. Here is where if you are working on your presentations, this is your title slide, where the first stuff you are making a presentation, your title slide, this is the presentation by so person and what have you. Then here is this slide that handles title and content. This is a type of slide that handles title and content. Title and content. Maybe you are talking about introduction, then under it you now put in your content. Then this is session header. Maybe you put your presentation into sections, and this is the session header. Here is two contents. Maybe you are talking about the economic value, or how will I put it, the health benefit. Let's say you are talking about the health benefit of tomato. For example, you are talking about the health benefit of tomato. You can select this particular slide, come over here and say health benefit of tomato. And then here you can now put a kind of write-up on it, and here you can now put in the picture of tomato you are referring to. That's the basic aspect of the basic way to explain that. You can put up the write-up for the tomato, and here you can put the picture of tomato. Now let me take this opportunity to explain these things here. Here you are talking about online picture. If you have access to the internet, which is the same thing you can get from here, when you come to picture, you have this online. Is the same, but this is a shortcut. You want to insert picture inside this particular placeholder. This thing you are seeing here we refer to it as placeholder. So inside this placeholder, what do you really want? Is it a text, or you want an online picture, or you want a picture, or you want an icon, or a SmartArt, or you want a 3D model, or a video, or a table, or a chart? So anything you want to insert inside this particular placeholder, you can get them through this shortcut. Instead of going to insert, coming to these ones, shortcut, immediately you can get them through this place. For example, let me do the one that is straightforward. Let's say I click on SmartArt. Now this will pop up. Any of the SmartArt I want to use, I will select. We are still coming, we will still get to that. So that is the aspect of this slide. Let me go forward. Here is comparison, where you want to talk about maybe advantage and disadvantages, merit, demerit, and stuff like that. Or you want to compare two materials, you put in here metal and non-metal. You want to compare metal and non-metal. That's, you can look at them, the benefit of metal, the benefit of non-metal. This type of slide you can use. Now here is titles only. If you want to insert the title only, it's more of the title slide, but here you are putting in title only. But here you can put the title and put subtitle. Under this you can put the title and put subtitle and put sub write-up on this particular one, but here is title only. And here is the blank slide. I use this one a lot. In fact I always use it, and let me not say a lot. I can't remember the last time I used these ones. I use this and I use this. And I use this one blank slide and this. When I use this, is mostly if I'm preparing educational content. A slide, maybe I'm taking a training, a course, I'm taking a training in human resources or project management or business management analysis. So I'm doing for education content. I do that for business pitch, for business presentation, contract, and that. I design my slide using the blank slide, and then I customize it the way I want it to be. Okay, now this one is content, and content with caption. Now you look at this is the content, this is the caption. You can now insert the picture you want. You add your title, you put the content, and then what this content is talking about, you can put it here. These are slides. Then here is picture and caption. This only for picture. For these ones, there are other things you can put, but this one only picture. This only picture. This placeholder is for picture alone, and that is on the new slide. Now another thing here is that this one is, and then layout. Layout is more like the same, but here if like this particular slide now, if I want to change this slide to another layout, here is picture and is picture, but I want to change it to blank slide. Now watch here, this is new slide. New slide, if I click it will add another slide for me. But let's say this particular slide, what I want to add it, or what I want to put it to, is not picture. I mistakenly select this instead of this. So to immediately to change it, I will come over to layout and select blank. Now you see the slide number 4 is now changed to blank slide. Now if I use this, what it will do is we insert a new slide for me. It's not going to change the existing slide. So what layout does mostly is to change an existing slide into a new slide layout. If this one, I don't want it blank, I want it to be title and content, I will go to layout and select this. Automatically it changed that slide to me to the layout that I want it to be. Now the next I'm going to be explaining is section. Section, we use it to organize our presentations. We use sections to organize our presentations. Now how do I mean? Let me explain that using this my slide here. Now you look at this, you see this default section. Now default is the opening slide, where I can call it the intro section. Now after that, you see what is in the default section here is my intro, my opening slide, then my welcoming slide, then meeting the facilitator, who is the facilitator, and the course outline slide. Then after that, we move into day 1. Now this is the session for day 1. Then we can, and when we are done, we go down when we reach the session for day 2. The course outline, I will still prepare it tomorrow, but I have already divided it into sections. So what do? I use sections to separate it. So with this, I can really bring everything under this session into my course outline slide. That is let me say is as simple as that. So if I come here and then I can use my section zoom to do that. Tomorrow I'm going to walk us through how we can achieve stuff like this. I'm going to walk us through how we can achieve stuff like this. That what we have here, immediately I can from here navigate. If I click on this, it will take me to section 1. If I click on this, it will take me to section 2. I'm going to be walking us through. If I do that, I'm going to be take me to section 2. If I click on 1, it takes me to section 1. And then from section 1, it will move to everything under that section. That's one of the things we make use of this. Now, under this section here, I can still come below it and then go to section and add new section. So if this training, let's say, is a 5-day course, it's a 5-day training, I can come here and say add section, and then I can now say day 3 and hit enter. Automatically this I have a day 3 section. So if I come under day 2, I can come here and add my slide. Now a quick tip, a quick bonus this night, a quick bonus for it this night. Now, if I want to add a new slide, I don't need to come over to this place, go to this and select, or go to this and select any of these. No, once I click here, I hit enter, it adds a new slide for me. Now this slide it will add is the last slide that I have opened. Now let's take, for example, I change this layout to this, for example, and then I come over to this and then hit enter. You see it added the previous, not blank anymore. It added the previous slide. That's what it will add. If I want to change it, I can now go to layout and change it. Of course, I'm working with blank slide. I design my presentations myself. I put it, make it, use any unique font that I want and stuff like that. And that is section for us. The section, we use it to organize our presentation. If you are teaching, you are making presentation and is into section by section, you want it to be section by section. This is what you are going to, this is highly recommended. This is highly recommended, and by God's grace, we are going to be saying that tomorrow. Okay, let's head back to where we are. And this is the aspect of the section. This night is to walk us through the basics of PowerPoint so that we have core foundation. There are certain things I'm explaining this night that I can guarantee that most of us haven't really gotten understanding of what all these are for, what we use them for, what are the uses. But thank God you are here this night. You are getting to know them firsthand. Now, I'm not going to stress myself on this. If you are in this class, I want to believe you know Microsoft PowerPoint. And let me see in the chat, if you don't know Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word rather. If you don't know Microsoft Word, if you don't know the basic of Microsoft Word, type it in the section. If you will want me, even if it's 1 day training, even if it's 2 day training, to teach Microsoft Word 101, or even some advanced features of Microsoft Word, I want to believe, it's my belief now, that everyone on this course have gotten the basic knowledge of Microsoft Word. But if you will want me to take up 1 day to do some basic explanations and make everything plain like I'm doing to PowerPoint this night, let me see your charts. If I get enough requests, I might consider doing that. I might consider bringing 1 hour or 2 to go to teach Microsoft Word 101. But I want to believe most of us have already the basic. Okay, now you look at this is bold, italicized, and that. There is something I really want to explain. There is something that I really want to explain. Some of us this is strike through, this is lowercase, uppercase, color, and what have you. This, if I have this, let's say on the title, I type here communication. Let's say I type here communication on the title. Now here, if I click on in the line or the outline of the placeholder, I can increase it with this, I can decrease it with this. That is the function. This is also to clear any formatting. However, there are certain times I did something. Let me see if I can explain that using this. I think I did something on this particular one as well. Yes, I did something on this. Now, when you look at this particular write-up here, there is space. Sometimes you might be working on a slide and you want to give it some space. For example, this welcome here, and I look at it, the space is too compact. I want it to spread out. That is what this guy is for. That is what this guy is for. This AV, this character spacing. So if I come here, it's showing normal. If I say tight, it comes that. If I say very tight, it comes very close. However, if I say loose, you see some spacing. If I say very loose, it spaces out more. However, you can come over here and then type the number of points you want it to space. Let's say you say 10 points. You want it to space out 10 points. And you say, okay, you see how the spacing is. If you want it more, you can still come here and then you can come and remove the 0 and put 5 and put enter. You see that spacing there, which you want to do to this one as well. You can also come over and put it. It makes the work look a bit okay. You can say 15 as well. You see how it speaks out. So this is stuff. I use this some often, not every time, but there are some work I will be working on and the client give me some specification. I use that to get to achieve it. So this tonight, some of us have learned what this is for. We use it to space character, the space between W and E, to give them an even spacing, not you type. You might have been working on a document and you see some spacing among. You might be, should I type and say space and type another one? I saw one of my students do that. I smiled. I just told him this is not how to achieve it. You don't type and say space and type again in order to achieve that particular spacing. All right, that is on that. Then the next is the font color. This is for the font color. Here, if you want to change any color here, that's for this. The background color is this. The font background color is this. If I want the background of this to be something here, I can put it like this. I can put it like this. The background of the text, I can make it this way, depending on what you are working on. So if you are working on a design and you want to put in some contrast, you can design using this and upload it as picture in Microsoft PowerPoint. You can just put in stuff like this and then you are giving it a contrast. You are calling attention to this particular stuff here. And someone might ask me, I want to remove it. You can go ahead, select it, and then come here and say no color. Say no color. And that is what that is for. Okay. Now here is for our alignment and paragraph. Here is for our alignment and paragraph. Let me quickly check where we are in my course outline. Okay. We have talked about interface. All right, we have established interface. I think I have jumped into adding. I've added slides. Okay. I have talked about using sections to organize slides. All right, let me go over to this, and then let's look at creating, saving, and opening presentation. We have talked about that. To save normally is Ctrl X. I want to believe that. To open a new slide, you come here to opening a new presentation. When you click on open and select blank presentation, that's opening a new presentation. You want to save, you use either of these, save or save as, and that's on that. Now the next is different view. Now in PowerPoint there are different views, and in the views we can get them from here. This is the normal view. When you get into Microsoft PowerPoint, this is the normal view. Now this other one is what we call the slide sorter. The slide sorter gives you the overview of your slide at a glance. So once you click on it, you see the overview of the slide at a glance. You see how the slide is. Now this is our day 1, this is the second section, day 2, this is the default section. So if I zoom out a bit more, you see our slide. That's under the slide sorter. It will show the presentations, each of the slide. It will show them how it's been rearranged. And why is this slide sorter very okay? You can also, if this, you can rearrange and move this over here. You can have a clear view on how your slides are being arranged, and then you can rearrange, move this here. You can say this one should be here and the other one here and stuff like that. No, so that's one of the things this slide sorter helps us to do. We can have a clear view of how our slides are, the presentation, and then we can move it around. Then this one here is what is the reading view. So if I click on this, it gives it the reading view. That's in that aspect you are reading. Once it's done, is the reading. That's slide number 7. That's what we refer to as the reading view. So let's take it back to normal view. So the normal view is where you have this slide panel and then this slide pane. Here is the slide pane where you see all your presentation, all your slides, and here is the slide, the active slide. Whatever you are seeing here is the active slide. If I click on this, this becomes active. If I click on this, it becomes active. So here is the active slide and then what we can work on. All right. Now, having achieved that, there is something that I want to show us, another bonus tips this night. So I will be running it so that we can be able to achieve a lot. Now let's take for example, in this presentation, due to time, I don't want to show this and I don't want to show this. Or let's say I don't want to show this due to time. I don't want to show meat. Maybe I assume that my audience already know me. Maybe I have handled the presentation yesterday and stuff like that. So I want to quickly, I don't want to show this aspect, but this is my slide. I don't want to delete it, but I still don't want it to show. So that if I'm starting from here, I will get to here and quickly jump from here to this place. Quickly jump from this slide to this slide. I don't want to display this slide. So what do I do? Instead of deleting it, I don't want to delete it. What I will do is I will right click on that slide. Once I right click on it, you will see this option called hide slide. Hide. So that will automatically hide that slide. Now it's hidden. The slide is here, is there in my presentation, but it's hidden. Now what that means is this: if I go over to this and come to this, this is to play the current slide. This one is to play the current slide. So if I click on it, it will display. Now if I move to next, remember the next is meet the facilitator. But if I move to next, it takes me to course outline immediately. So I don't need to bother. I don't need to be, let me delete this or let me copy it out and put it somewhere else after I bring it back. No, I can hide that particular slide and then after my presentation, I bring it back. more like in Excel, we filter. You filter out something you didn't want to use at the moment and make those you want to use visible. Okay. All right, someone is saying I would like to learn about MS Word. It's all right. If I get enough requests, I might have to do that. Okay, now you can see immediately we move from here to here. Now after my presentation, I can still come to this slide, right click, and then click on this again. When I say hide, it will remove the hidden icon. Now it's active. So if I go back to this and play, what we have is this, and then if I say next, it brings me to this. And that is one of the bonus tips for us tonight. Get that and master it. Okay, now let's quickly get to see the ones we have tonight. Okay, now adding, deleting, and rearranging slide. Now I have shown us this using this slide sorter where we can come here and rearrange. However, in this adding new slide, I have shown how to add slide either from here or from the shortcut where you click and you hit enter. And also I have shown us the layout. I have shown us the layout, how you can change the layout of an existing slide. Then the section. Now, however, the next is to rearrange. I can move this here. I can click on it, hold, and drag it to this place. That means I'm rearranging it. In other words, I want course outline to come first before this, but in the arrangement is not really proper. Or I will want this, or I will want meet the facilitator to come first before we're coming to PowerPoint stuff. That can be a way I can rearrange it within a particular section. If I don't want it, I can move it from one section to another. I can carry it and come and place it here. So either way, it depends on how you want to rearrange it. So in your slide, you can move your slide anywhere. Just hold and drag it to the position you want it to be. And that's the aspect of rearranging your slide, editing and rearranging. Now, choosing and modifying slide layouts. I have shown us that here you can have a new slide, then you can now change a particular layout you want on that particular existing slide. Now, to do some modification, we have to use the slide master. We will have to use the slide master if you want to modify a particular slide layout. Now, to use the slide master to modify layout. Now, for example, this what I use here is picture, but let me head back to this. We have this particular layout here, and then we have this one, this. Now to go to this, go to view, we can come to slide master. Under slide master, we have this as the two contents. That's the two content we are in. That's the two content we are in. So if we want to modify it, that's the aspect, the two content. This is the master. Whatever we do to this slide, I'm going to be going deeper tomorrow on slide master. However, this is the master slide. Whatever we do to this applies to other slide. However, this is the two content slide. Now, let's take for example, in these two content slide, I can come here and say modify it. I can, let's say I want this to be like this in the two content slide. I want it to be here, and then I want a logo to be here as well, for example. So what do? and or I want to add another placeholder here, let's say picture placeholder or whatever, I can come here and then select picture placeholder, and then I can come here and drag, click on it, let me position it here. Let's say picture placeholder, I place it here. Now what that means is that I want a picture only to be in this particular placeholder. Now if that is the case, you can change it, put anything if you want and stuff like that, but that's, by the way, we can head over to our slide master on this particular stuff. What else we need? Okay, let's say this is the only stuff I want, or I need to, or let's I want to, let me say I needed, let me put a picture there. Let me get a picture quickly. It's already 9 o'clock. I have another meeting. I need to be fast. Okay, let's say I select this, let's say I put this here, and then okay, this I should have gotten it from inside it, that I can still place it here. I can place it here. Let's say that tomorrow I'm going to be doing justice to placeholder. Now let's say I want this to be here. Let me remove this. Since I have gotten this, let me remove the placeholder, delete it. Let me use this logo picture here. Let me increase it the more, and then let's say I position it here. All right, now once that is done, I have modified this particular slide and close it. Now if I come over to this, you will see this. If I go to new slide and then come to these two contents as well, you can see it here. Automatically I have modified this particular slide content, that anytime I select it, it will come alongside with this logo. And by tomorrow I'm going to be taking time to teach Slide Master effectively how you can customize your slides and then begin to enter your work effectively. If you need a logo, you put it in it, not trying to be importing it one after the other in the slides. No, there is a way you can customize and design your slide and even save it as a template, that when you want to use it consistently. You are working for an organization have their font, their logo and stuff like that. It's not every now and then you will be importing logo. No, you can finish it and save it as a template that every now and then you are going to be using it. All right, that's on the aspect of modifying slide. I need to follow my course outline very fast. Okay, then using section to organize, I have talked about that. Customizing the PowerPoint environment, I have shown us when I started, like what I have here, the customizing. I make this environment to be black. You can choose white, you can choose dark, you can choose whatever you want to choose. Okay, let's see the number 3. What do we have? We are going to be adding and editing text. All right, now adding and editing text and the fonts and what have you. Now in this, let me add a new slide here instead of moving forth and back. Now here, to add a new text is simple, like I'm using here now, communication. I like that because it's a powerful skill. If you have been with me, it's one skill that I encourage everyone to have, especially fresh graduate, communication skill. So here you can add text, format it, You can make it whatever you want. You can format it, you can put it, add color, change the font style. You can change the font style to whatever font you want. Let's say you select Arial Black. You can increase it using this. You can center, align it, depending on what you are working with. That's adding and formatting text. That's what we have here. Edit text is just coming to change whatever that is here. There is a place I want to get font style, color, effects. That's where I want to get. Now let me copy this. Ctrl C, and let me paste it here. Ctrl V. Let me paste it on this one. Ctrl V. Now you see when I bring this here, it's not really visible. This is where you begin to work with text, edit it, add some effects. When you look at this, there are effects on these write-ups. There are effects on them. So how do you do that? You can come here, you can go to this shape format. Under shape format, this is the font, this is the text field or the font field. If anything here, you can come over here, you can make it white, you can put the gray, you can put this, any of the color, you can select. Now let's say you select white, or let's say you want to use this color. Now using this color might not make it to be kind of readable. However, you can now come to color outline, you can add white. This white will make it profound. You can see it will draw much attention to it. These are certain things you need to put into consideration in bringing doing a professional presentation, a professional design. Know how to blend your color contrast, and then color matching, blending colors, and what have you. And that, if you use this, you see that with the color, with the white outline, it makes the text kind of readable. And another thing is you can come here and add some shadow effects. Now here, if you use this, you see some kind of effect it gives it. It makes it like as if a 3D effect. So here you can also, if you can add some glow. You can add some glow depending on the background of what you are working with. You can add some glow depending on what you are working on. So depending, you see there are certain stuff, designs you will be seeing, and you will say, these glows, and these are certain things you can achieve in PowerPoint. So, or these are something, maybe you use the bevel. Here you have different patterns. So here are the stuff you can do to your text. These are how you can add effects. What is the essence of effects? Using text effects, and that is to make a particular text to be attractive, readable, and visible. I'm teaching basic, and that's why I'm taking time to be explaining certain things this night. That's why I'm taking time to explain certain things this night. Okay, now the next I'm going to be looking at is alignment. Let me delete this. Now I'm going to be teaching alignment. Now I think, is that the next? Let me not jump stuffs. Okay, applying and customizing slide master template. Is it on this? Today I placed it. Time will not permit me. Okay, now PowerPoint tricks. I have been giving us some basic tricks. Now let's look at certain things on PowerPoint. Some certain tricks on PowerPoint. Now let's take, for example, I come on this particular shape. I don't want a situation, let's say I want to get oval shape up to 5 times. I want to draw an oval shape here up to 5 times. I don't want a situation I want to draw them 5 times at a different sizes. Now someone can say, okay, come here, draw this. When you draw, then after you control D in 5 places, move it, and then readjust the size and what have you, then do that. Will take me time. That alone will take me time. Now there's some tricks to that. Is to do that, I can come over to this, come to shape, come to this. Instead of selecting it, I right click. Now once you right click, you come to this and say lock drawing mode. So once I select it, what that means is that if I draw this, let's say this is the size I want, I remove it, I'm still having my cursor to draw another one. It's not that once I'm done, I need to go select it to draw again or Control D. No, I can draw this one on a lesser size, release it, draw this one on a bigger size, release it, still the same oval shape, draw this one on a kind of more larger size, delete it, still draw this one on more kind of large size like this, delete it, and then once I'm okay with it, I can now press my escape button. Escape button is the one, that first button on your keyboard that is written ESC. Most keyboard has it written EXC. You press the escape button, then that is out. That's one of the tricks. If you are using shape and then you are duplicating it over and over again, you are drawing them of different sizes, this is very handy to use. You can use that effectively. Now, having to do that, I can bring this here and then hold Control. I can select this, hold Control, select this. That's another trick I want to show us. Go to shape format, and then under this merge shapes, you can use it to get different shapes. This is powerful tool that I use every now and then in my slide designs. You can come here, combine. If you use this combine and then click out, you see you are getting stuff such as this. When you right click and then you are getting to format them, do whatever you want to do. These shapes, they are combined giving you a very good design. Here now I can come here and then change the color of this. I can change it to this, and then I can come and say no outline. So I'm having a shape like this, which if I like, I can bring them smaller and then put them into certain stuff I want, whatever, anyhow I want it is my choice. That's on that. Another aspect you can do, you can put this in center and then hold shift, select this, and then still go to this. If you come to combine, you have created a hole. Kind of, you want to create a wheel or stuff like that. You have created a hole. This is to fragment. This one is to fragment. If you select fragment, it's going to separate them in 2 ways. You have fragmented that this one will still come out, and then that have created a hole originally inside this. There wasn't hole before on it, but that's a hole, and then we have this as well. And these are tricks. These are called tricks that we can use to get different shape pattern in Microsoft Word, or in Microsoft PowerPoint rather. Let me look at our inserting and formatting images. All right, now the next is to insert and format image. Now, like here, like this place, you see how the picture is, how the image is very clear. The picture is very clear. The quality is maintained and what have you. Now, some persons, when they want to insert a picture, they go to insert and come to picture and then go to device and then insert a particular picture. Let's say, is there any picture I can use here? Let's say insert this immediately. Now, this can be used, of course, this can be used, but the aspect of this is that if I bring it down, it's losing its certain stuff. If I stretch it, it's been looking distorted. It's looking distorted. Now, if I stretch it, it's looking distorted, and the quality is not really there. If I want it small and then bring it like this, is looking distorted. Is looking distorted. However, I can insert this in another way. I can do that in another way. Let me get to home, come to shape. Let's say I want to insert this in a rectangular format, this particular image. I shouldn't come to put it here. It will be at the back. I can bring it to the front and group it. But that's a wrong motive. That's a wrong step. What do I need to do? Select this. Select this particular image or shape. I can come to shape field. Under shape field, you will see picture. That's one way to do that. Or I will come to this aspect, right click, go to format picture, which is mostly the one I use. Now, under format picture, I will click on this field. Here there is gradient, but what we are interested in is image picture. So once I click on it, you will see the last picture I inserted in this, the last picture that I inserted in a shape in this particular PowerPoint is what displays. Now you see how that shows up. Now once that is done, I can now come to picture format. Under picture format, under the picture format, I will come to crop. Now in this crop, I will select this field. Now you see, once that I select that field, you see it shows me I can drag this, I can move it anyhow, anywhere I want it to be. If I don't want it in a rectangular form, I can come here and then say crop to shape. And in this crop to shape, I can come here and select an oval shape or circle. Automatically, it changes it to this. Then I will, if I come here and select fit, it pushes it in. If I come here and select fill, it moves it forward. So if I hold shift and drag this, if I hold shift and drag it so that my face can be visible, I can bring it in. I can bring it in, maintaining the quality of the picture. So once I'm okay, the face is visible, whatever, then I can now come over to this place on top and say crop. That is done. Then I can come to the picture border. Under the picture border, if I like, let's say, let me use red so that we can see it very well. It adds the red color as the border. If I use now the eyedropper tool, the eyedropper tool is I want a particular color, but that particular color is something that is not really, I can't really get easily from here or from more colors. I can select eyedropper tool. Let's say I want the outline to be this color of my shirt here. I can select it. You see automatically the outline changes to somehow pink, and that and that is the aspect of image, how you can add image, format your image. Then using of shapes, I have talked about the shapes. I have talked about shapes. I have talked about shadows. I have talked about adding some effects. Smart art is what I will explain quickly in tonight's section, so then we have to call it a night. Tomorrow I'm going to be focusing more on basic practicals. Tomorrow will be much more on basic practicals. I haven't talked anything on the animation, transition, and slide presentation and multimedia. How we can the multimedia save your pictures, videos, do save even as a MP4. You will not want to miss tomorrow. Like I said, I might pull down this training from the channel. Maybe in a week's time, I might unlist it or pull it down. So do well to maximize this training this night. Okay, now to look at smart art, sometimes we might want to list something. We might say the top 10 or top 5 stuff for so days. We might be talking about, maybe you, in one of my videos I talked about smart. Maybe you are talking about smart goals. You are teaching on smart goals, how to set a smart goal and what S stands for. You come here and say S. Let's say S is specific. You can think I'm correct. Specific. Then M, measurable. Can still remember it. Measurable. It has to be measurable. Then A, it has to achievable. Arrow, realistic. I think has to be realistic. T, time bound. Now we are putting this, but presenting it like this wouldn't be the best option. Let me put it that way. Some persons can present it like this. Some person can do the presentation and maybe present it this way, stuff like that. And then, however, smart art can come handy, and this is also a bonus, a trick. It's not you coming to insert and then coming to use smart art. No, here automatically Microsoft PowerPoint can turn these things to smart art. Now what do? You can select them. Once you select them, don't come to this smart art, it will not work. Pay attention now and listen to me. If you come to this smart art, what I want to do will not work. If I come here and select any of these smart art and say okay, what I'm looking for is not what is given to me. So it brought this smart art, which is not what I'm looking for. So I need to delete it. Now let me highlight this once again. Then on home. Now on home, there is smart art here. This is smart art. This smart art is converting your text to smart art, like you can see here. Convert to smart art. But the other one is just you are inserting smart art. So here now you click on this, it brings out options or smart art, the options you want to use. Anyone, you can use this, any of them. You see immediately I come to this, you see immediately it converts this to smart art. If you want to use this, this is that if you want to use this, you have stuff like this depending on what you are working with, your choice. This one depending on what the kind of what you are working with, you see this. There is, if you want more, this one is here. If you want more, you come to more SmartArt. Now here you can now search. There is one, is it on this system? I'm not sure. Is I have used this one for my training, for my trainings work, and this one you can select this and then you say okay. Now you see already is being put in this format. You can rearrange it, your choice, and then move them to the center. And here are the SmartArt. You can change the color, any color you want to use. You can come here, select different colors. There are different, you can select your choice. Any of them is your choice. Let's say we are using this for now. And then on this aspect, different design as well. If you want it to be in 3D format, if you want it in 3D format, you can select any of these. So this, depending on how you want it to be, let it be something visible. It's your choice. It's your choice. Let's say we select this. Let's say we work with this. Now, having done that, is this okay for me? Let me change it. Let me maintain. Let's say this. Okay. Let's say we select this. Now, in this aspect, what we have is that they are together. However, if you want to remove the grouping, you right click and come to group. Now you say ungroup. So it has ungrouped one. You look at this, if you move, it looks as if they are still together, but one grouping is gone. Right click here, come to group again and say ungroup. Now it's more like they are separate. Now you look at this, I can move only this. I can move only this. Why do I need to ungroup them? Now this one, I can come here, change. I might change their stuff before now. There is a font I like to use. I like using it. If you are with me before, you will know. And so you can make them the same. You can do the same to this, do the same to this. Now, why do I have to separate them separately? It's because if I want to, I might want to apply animation separately to them. For example, let's say I'm selecting this, that is only to this one. So with this, I can select this animation now and then apply it to other ones. So if I want to apply it, this is another tips, but I will still explain it further tomorrow when we look at animations. So when I go, if I want to do that, I don't want to select this one, select this and go and select here. I can come here, double click. Once I double click, I'm doing animation painter. So I will come to this measurable, add it to this, come to this one, add it, come to this one, add it. Still the animation is still valid, and come to this one, add it. So that way, with my presentation, if I play this, if I play it, you see what we have, Smart Goals. Then you click on it, this will pop up. If you are talking on Smart Goals, you can explain, okay, specific, it has to be this and that and that. Once you are done, you click again, the other one pops up, and that makes your presentation a bit dynamic than before, than when it's like a written text. But with this, it makes your presentation to be dynamic, engaging, and then people are being carried along. And then once this is done, they go to next one, achievable, so that you keep the suspense. You keep the suspense, and that is the aspect of SmartArt. I use SmartArt also in my presentation, in my preparation of slide. I use it a lot, and that is where we will be wrapping up this next section. Let me see your comment. If you get value tonight, drop it in the comment section. Let me know how much of a value this next session is to you. If you want to remove this, you just click escape button. Let me know in the comment section how much of a value this section, this course is for you. How much of a value? Once again, I need to know where you are joining me from. If you are still with me, those that are here with me, drop in the comment section your name and where you are joining me from. That way is my attendance to know those that are with me in this training, so as when we want to process certification of participation, we know those that we be able to get. If peradventure we are going to do that, there will be a test that you will go through so as to validate that you have learned this basic tonight. Our certificate is not just anyhow you get it. No, there will be a test to validate. And you might ask, is it free? For this night session, it's a certificate of completion and participation. So if you participated fully and you do the test, you most likely will get that certificate and add it to be part of your portfolio, part of your resume. All right, let me know your name in the comment and where you are joining me from, and also how much of impact is this next section. What was something new you learned? Let me get your feedback. I need that feedback from us. What are the things you learned? What are the new stuff? Maybe you know it before, but there is a new light to it. Let me get to hear that in the comment section. Let me hear that in comment section. All right, Joshua from Lagos, I know you are on my platform. All right, good to have you to know that you are still with me here. Okay, now how much of a value, how much of impact you receive this night? I need to get those feedbacks. So as to know areas to build upon specifically tomorrow. Let's keep it coming. How much of impact? How much of value? What did you get this night? All right, was impactful. Good to hear that. Was impactful. Okay, from Ogun State. Johnson from Ogun State. Okay, now let's keep that coming. I need to get the feedback. I need to hear from us. I need to get our feedback. Definitely. And also feel free, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, which you would have done so by now, do well to do so and share this to your friends, because we might pull it down any moment. Feel free, like the section, share it. If you got value, you can like the section, share it. With that way we are getting feedback that what we did this night wasn't just a fluke. It's something that is valuable. Nobody pays us for this. It's something we have committed ourselves to do. And let me share a bit of story for us. Yes, I got value. Thanks. Someone was asking, why do you decided to be dishing out these skills for free? Why do you decide to be dishing out these skills for free? Early last year, January last year, I was part of an interview section. I have shared this experience with most of core members I talked to. I was part of an interview section where is a graduate intern job. We are interviewing 500 applicants. And to my greatest surprise, among 500 applicants, only 1% 1%. I was very surprised. I was very, very surprised and mad. Only 1% can use Microsoft Office. Only 1% can use basic Microsoft Office. It dawned on me that these simple skills that we thought are basic, simple, are not really simple, are not really basic to most persons. And it pains me that even after graduates finish their schooling, they fail to go and get these skills. And that is one of the things that prompted me and said, even if I'm not going to be teaching core skills for free, but this basic one, I might as well bring out time, 1 or 2 days, teach this for free. If you have been with me earlier, you will know that I have conducted a training on Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access. 30 days. I did it 30 days for free of charge. Go and check the channel. For free of charge, I run it 30 days. Why? Is to limit, is to reduce the rate of unskilled applicants, job seekers who really need the job but they lack the basic skills. Currently now, Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, Microsoft Word are no longer, is not something they will ask you, is something is expected that you should have. It's something is expected that you should have. So that is one of the things that pushed me. That is one of the things that prompted me to contribute my quota to ensure that at least when job seekers, graduates go for it, at least they should have these basic skills. And I have been committed to it. Those that have been with me for long will know that I have tried. I will say I can beat my chest and say I have been committed to it. So tomorrow, we will be rounding up this foundation skill in PowerPoint. Next week, if you know your friends, anyone, let them sleep on this channel, because next week we are going to be running Microsoft Excel 101. And let me give us a tip. Coming March, we are lining up a training on AI tools. It's long overdue. We are lining up a training on AI tools. So we are in the AI age. So we shouldn't be lagging behind. If you are part of the community, if you are part of the Soluma Career Growth community, be rest assured, by this coming March, there is a plan in place, lined up in place to teach AI tools. There are different AI tools for different productivity, for different stuff. We are lining it up. Invite your friends, let them sleep on the channel, let them be part of the community. That's the only thing you can do for them. There are a lot of trainings that have been lined up. One of them, I'm going to be teaching how to write a professional CV. I'm a management consultant. I have been for that for more than 7 years. I have consulted. So I know what it takes. I know the CV that gets you job interview call. I know how to craft a professional cover letter. Everything on this, career-wise, skill-wise, we are going to be getting them in the community, career growth community. If you are not yet in that community, I will advise you do well to find yourself there in that community. If you are not, drop in the chat box. We will send the link to you. You will do well to join. A lot of building, capacity building will be going on. Those that want to learn will learn. Those that might not want to learn will also not learn. Once again, I remain Mr. Franklin. I'm your anchor tonight, your facilitator. Get your name for me. Drop your name, where you are joining us from. I will know those that started with me from beginning and those that start with me from beginning till the end. We can arrange certain stuff. Thank you once again. Do have a lovely night rest. Enjoy your night. See you again the same time tomorrow, 8 p.m. Good night.